See, let's start with Evergrande, because we were expecting some sort of plan by the end of the month. Not many days left now.
Yeah, there's so many questions surrounding Evergrande, obviously, and then they have this boardroom shakeup with the CEO, among others, being forced to step down. I'll get into that in just a minute. But really, a lot of investors and, of course, the global economy, those participating in the global economy, are looking at this as whether this is going to be, if it does indeed come down with China's largest ever debt restructuring, will it be the roadmap for other troubled developers to follow? And how much of a haircut will creditors be forced to take? Really, the big question here for example, overseas creditors on the dollar offshore bonds, how much will they be able to recover? Because the information loop has been fairly opaque. So it leaves a lot of questions to be answered about what will be in, how much of a haircut will be in this debt restructuring plan if it does indeed come out by this weekend. It's a lot to do.
They've already done a lot in terms of the changes across the leadership, right?
Absolutely. I mean, look, we have the CEO being forced to step down, and also the CFO, Pan Dafeng. Xia Haijun is the CEO. He essentially being forced to resign amid a probe into how $2 billion of deposits were used as security for third parties to obtain bank loans, which some borrowers failed to pay back. And then we do have this new CEO. He's Executive Director Xu Shan. He's also known as Xiao En. He has been quoted by the 21st Century Business Herald as saying that they've reached a basic consensus on debt restructuring principles with multiple major global creditors. But again, until we get the details, until we get some sort of messaging on what type of restructuring we're going to get, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty here.
A lot of uncertainty when it comes to building wealth in China as well, given the property crisis, right? Given the fact that we're seeing this growing mortgage boycott crisis as well. How does this change an ordinary Chinese person's perspective on how you accumulate wealth in this country?
That's the age-old question. You know, who gets, left holding the bag last with the speculative property market that has only seen one direction, and that is up. You know, unlike other parts of the world, much of China's property purchases are done what's called off-plan. They buy, it's a speculative bet, right? They buy off-plan, which means the properties haven't even been built or haven't been completed yet. And once they give their initial deposit, they have to start paying their mortgage off immediately. So if these construction projects are not finished and are not going to be completed in any foreseeable future, and they're still having to pay the mortgage, you're going to start seeing people, and you're already starting to see many people hold off on buying a new property. And of course, you know, they're now starting to boycott paying their mortgages, saying that they've been dealt an unfair hand by Evergrande and all the other developers who have halted all these projects across China.